by-elections, to exercise their free political will, to choose a leader of their choice. And in that very regard, therefore, the UDA party, on my behalf and on behalf of the party leadership, which wishes to congratulate Mr. Sami Douglas Kamau Waweru, aka Ngotho, for the triumphant victory yesterday in the Kalou by-elections. But in the same regard also, congratulate our candidate, Samuel Mushinya Nyaga, for a brave and courageous battle that he fought and endured despite all odds to carry the UDA flag high and mighty and demonstrate that he can also put up a viable fight in an area that was fairly hostile to the party's ticket that he was carrying. You have to realize that this was a seat we were trying to win. It was initially a Jubilee seat. Jubilee party itself performed very dismally. They got 200 votes. Showing that UDA is competitive. And unlike other parties that map out this nation based on its tribal dynamics, like the DCP and WIPA and others that do not participate in various elections because they are strongholds, they are not traditional strongholds, this particular party, UDA, will not leave out or map out or zone out any part of the country to our competitors. We will participate everywhere. And just let it be known to all and sundry, the president is not giving up, the party is not giving up on whether be it Mount Kenya, West or East, or any part of this country, and we shall continue this political representation and participation, and we shall compete in every corner of this country in the next general elections. We pray to God that He gives all our members of parliament long life and MCAs, that we do not have to occasion any by-elections in any place of this country. But should there be a by-election for whatever reason, even where the odds look stacked against the UDA party, we will participate with the same audacity, with the same courage, with the same candor, with the same vigor, with the same programs, because we have done something for this country. We were selling development while others were selling emotions. But we will continue to sell the performance of this government in all parts of the country. I also want to thank all our supporters, campaign managers, the leaders who are there. We thank you most heartedly for that gallant fight. All of you demonstrated extraordinary resilience, zeal, and commitment. Leaders led by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, friends of the party, Dennis Itumbi, former Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria, and others. Yours was an exceptionally gallant fight. We are extremely grateful for what you did for this party, to carry it with high pride and ensure that as a national party, we zone out no region, we zone out no part of this country. We will participate in every election. UDA will feed everybody, a candidate in every part of this country in the coming general elections, inshallah. But to my main, one of the main subject matters of this presser today is to congratulate the IEBC. You did a stellar job. You held us all to account. You let the popular will of the people of Kenya prevail. You ignored the title holder of press conferences, the insightful, hateful regarding gachagua, who constantly has not met a single animal, a single institution, a single human being he dislikes that he has not profiled or spoken against. He is used to creating these tensions to subvert an election and to prepare to subvert an election result. but I can tell him for a fact, the IBC showed candor. The same IBC granted us victories that they rejected in 9 major by-elections that we've had. My first press conference was on Malava, was on Baringo County, and our coalition brothers and sisters, the broad-based in Magarini, Kasipul, and Unguja, won with distinction 100 over 100. The next by-elections in Isiolo and other parts of the country won 100 out of 100 in Banisa. The next by-election in Imurwa Dikir, 100 out of 100, won with distinction. This one, we did not emerge victorious, but it shows you that there's a shifting architecture of national politics, that former strongholds have become battlegrounds, and former battlegrounds have become the strongest of holds. And therefore, part of that is the reality of politics. But President William Ruto recognizes that the Mount Kenya vote did deliver him the government in 2022. He has gone out of his way to deliver his promise under the plan, and he's going out of his way to continue to deliver to every part of this country, including the region of Mount Kenya. And even in these by-elections, all of you will notice or will acknowledge that we went out of our way to ensure that nobody felt that we harbor any ill will, malice, or withdrawal from any of our constituency of supporters. So as we draw lessons, you have actually realized the hate monger has been exposed, the villain, the person who has no idea of how to lead a nation, let alone a society, who vilifies all state agencies and institutions, who try to vilify the IBC. And I actually usually respond, because the more Rigiji believes you have no big community, the more he attacks you. He attacks these organizations because they are led by minorities like us. Even when I talk about historical injustices, it is a hate speech to others. Yeah, so we are not deterred. We are not cowed. We know that the overall landscape in this country is tilted towards President William Ruto's re-election, 2-term, and we are confident that that will happen. And we are confident that the bases that support and have felt the confidence of this government will, without a doubt, ensure a victorious march to the second term. But also to end by reiterating President William Ruto's remarks that elections is not everything that a nation, it's not a matter of life and death for any nation. Elections are normal political contestations. They happen, they end, and the nation has to move on as one united, indivisible country. The same way, in our victories, we appeared magnanimous and moved on. We will move on this one, on this loss, and also now prepare for the next election cycle, which is the general elections next year in August. But to caution again, as I end, the systematic attack on security agencies and other institutions of this country by regarding Gachagua is callous, shows an insecure leader, a leader preparing the country for a crisis, a leader driven by insecurity, harboring in their own imagination of his own shadows of righteousness, that he thinks everybody is positioned against him, be it the security agencies, be it IBC, be it anyone. Rigiji can call any name. He profiles all communities that do not agree with him. He was profiling the Luo community when they were out of broad-based. Then profiles the Kalenjin community now, and profiles anybody else that he feels obstruct his radar of success. But I can tell you without a doubt, Kenyans are resilient. This party is resilient. We are happy that these elections ended without any major incidents. and therefore commend the security agencies, particularly led by Inspector General of Police, Kanja, and also commend my two brothers, Kipchumba Murkomen, who has been at the receiving end of the vitriol of this insecure political demagogue, together with my brother Raymond Omolo. Be resilient, be steadfast, and urge our party membership to move forward and with more resilience and more resoluteness. But also I am very grateful again and again to the gallant warriors of the front lines who participated in the Kalou by-elections with a lot of valor, vigor, and bravery. And we thank you for that mere act of courage, and that mere act that we as UDA will exclude no one or will leave no part or no corner of this country to our political competitors. And therefore, I want to thank you all. I will entertain some questions if there are any. It would be nice to hear what you guys think. Apollo, you're always the first person to question me, and your questions are very nice.
Apology for 7. UDA invested in this by-election. Why do you think you lost? And what next for the president in Mount Kenya, given the shifting political direction?
UDA invested heavily because an election is a heavy investment. UDA invested heavily because we wanted to demonstrate that we do not exclude anyone. UDA invested heavily because the president acknowledges Mount Kenya. West and East supported him immensely in his bid for presidency. UDA invested heavily because I think that's what governments do in election cycles. The UDA has not only invested with that respect to the political investment demonstrated in Kalou and Nyandarua generally. In reciprocity, the president has assigned over 9-10 cabinet secretaries to the region. The bulk of the permanent secretaries from this region, in this government, are from the region called Mount Kenya. About 17 or 18 of the 51. The bulk of chairs of state corporations are from Mount Kenya. The bulk of CEOs in this government are from Mount Kenya. The president has a mandate and a responsibility to reciprocate those who showed him favor. But if by the time they get to 2027, they decide to move out of government, that will be unfortunate. The architecture of the government will then change fundamentally based on the broad-based partnership. That is the nature of politics. But as at moment, no part of this country will be left out. Even as we win next election, no part will ever be left out. We do not say that we are competing for power to oppress anyone or to take away from anyone or to put to a second fiddle any part of this country. This government has decided that its policy is inclusivity. It shall move on with inclusivity notwithstanding. The president has made it clear, even as we are preparing for 2027, we do not serve only those who vote for us. We serve all Kenyans fairly under the solemn oath of office to govern with fairness, equity, and justice to all. So therefore, that will not change. But I think that investment was reasonable. It is within capacity of this party to invest reasonably, and we will continue to invest heavily anywhere, during elections and after out of elections. We have invested very heavily in other areas that were hitherto left out of the prism of development: roads, infrastructure, bridges, energy projects, water projects are reaching parts of this country that never have since 1963. It is the nature of our government to show inclusivity, to invest in every part of this country. But I do agree that that investment was demonstrable, and but the people of Kalou have spoken, and we respect their free will to choose the leader that they so desire. and we will expect their free will to also choose the path of their politics. Yes, I will take two more, and then we will end there.
Thank you so much. My name is Munyoomedia. I work for the Narrative. Honestly, a time like this, 5 years ago, UDA was celebrating its first win. You got your first MP in a by-election in Kiapa, a heavily contested by-election. It was a close shot, not like what we have seen in Kalou. Do you think that the party that you lead has deviated from what you promised the people, and that is the reason why the people have moved on?
If all Kalou is the people, then probably. But if Malava, Banisa, Mbere, Isiolo, Emwari Dikir, Baringo, Magarini, Kasipul, and Unguja are also the people, then we have won all those elections. Yes, I saw you are trying to, no, you are just feeling cold.
My name is Chris from Kenya. My question is...
Natafuta answer ama natafuta fitina ya Gideon? Alisema whitewashed. Sisi whitewashed Gideon na elections zote. Endelea lakini. Wajua, you know, the problem is most of you are professional media houses. KTN Standard Group is just a quack organization, but endelea. So you must deal with quacks as quacks. But you might be a professional. Endelea.
Do you think that the strategies that you used to campaign, the ones that led to your loss, or rather, better question, do you think that DCP had better strategies for campaigning than you?
Assuming it's either Gideon or Chacha Mwita who texted you that question, this is my response. Wambie, the strategies are strategies we've conventionally used in all elections, but the people can sometimes decide differently. In Waridikir, we hardly campaigned, it came home. We hardly campaigned in Banisa, it came home. Malava was a different strategy, it came home. Baringo, we had a strategy, it came home. Isiolo, we had a strategy, it came home. We had a partnership with our brothers in Kasipul, Unguja, Magarini, they all came home. So maybe this one, there could be also other shifts that might be beyond strategy, and we'll address them as time progresses. Mwambie Chacha, hata sisi tuli whitewash Gideon mara kadhaa. Wajua, where journalism has sunk in one or two of these media houses is something we need to continue to. What's the worst that Standard can do? She just put a headline with me and someone saying, oh, human rights defender turned something. Si naisoma siku moja na rap vitu naishia. So our people, I've told our people not to fear this. After all, there's so much alternative media. Na mtu akikuingilia kisiasa, if a journalist is hiding behind the veil of media freedom, sisi pia tutakuja kisiasa. Deni, nini, vitu kama hizo ndio Gideon anatafuta kulipwa. Lakini hata yako na deni kubwa sana ya Wakenya. Yes, Dugu, that will be the last one. Yes. Mulifunguliwa ile ya kule Tanzania ya Uganda. Ilifunguliwa? Okay. Wajua huyo Rustam Aziz is now an investor also in Kenya. Anajenga inaitwa nini? Outside the media anajenga Taifa Gas. Once Taifa Gas is ready, together with wajua pia natumia hii opportunity kueleza public policy. Alafu pia tunajenga ile ya Ashrami hapo former KPC, KPLL. It is likely now we'll have a gas G2G. Na tutakuwa na OTS system, gas might go lower. But he also has a media house ambayo unawakilisha.
Thank you. This is a lighter note. I know you have seen some images also circulating online. there are some people are saying that we intend to go back and get back the gases and the mattresses we gave
No, no, that's a good question. Unaona, huyu alichukua yetu moja, you can keep it. Lakini hizo gas nani kwani kuna mtu niliona mbunge mmoja aliandika zirudishwe. Mimi nawaambia zikae huko. Nataka kuashua hazitoripuka. ziko sawa sawa. On a lighter note, I think it's part of what people do in elections. Election also, hata nyinyi hapa watu ya media, wengine wenu sasa ni ma consultants. Election presents different of opportunities for different people. Kuna wengine watakuja, mimi naitwa organic voter. Mimi ni organic, najitokeza, napiga kura because nimepatiwa nafasi na watu wetu wengi wamepata fursa, na nimeona barabara, nimeona special economic zone, nimeona affordable housing, nimeona SHA, nimefikiwa na maendeleo. Kuna mwingine, are you aware in this country there are people, watu wa kwetu wengine wanasema ukienda kuambia sasa time ya kuvota, kuambia mheshimiwa sijaamka. Najua manake maanisha nini hajaamka? Muamshe. So hiyo kila mahali inatokea. Iko hapa na pale. It's a very, hata nyinyi sahi, I'm telling you, mnaniangalia hivi na macho kavu, lakini some of you are consultants. Mnasaidia mtu kwa media strategy, communication strategy, mnamfanyia in addition to ile kitu unapata kwa nation ama wengine, unapatiwa ka 100k ya consultancy. In fact, hii watu wa standard kwa vile amulipwi, tafuteni hiyo consultancy. So, unaweza pata consultancy. Mpate kitu kidogo baada ya time. Mimi nikivuka huko mkinisaidia, naweza nikakufanya media consultancy. Mnaona wenzenu wengine wamefanya, kuna watu kutoka media house wamekuwa mawaziri. Si kuna wengine mmeingia katika ma state department. Mko sasa ni ma head of communication. Mimi nafika mahali naona former journalist ananifuata na kasimu, kumbe anachukua content ya mimi kuingia kwa hiyo ofisi kama Al Capone papa, alafu namuona jioni ananiletea ka video. Namwambia ulikuwa editor, sasa umeniletea video yangu, nimepanda mangazi, nimefanywa manini marangi imenitokeza, nimefika kumbe ni kitu kanawekwa Twitter. Kama leo nilifika hapo. So by the way, there are various opportunities. Most of you look very young, You have to continue to evolve with creativity. So na hakuna shida, as long as it doesn't affect your objectivity, unaweza kutusaidia, because some of you have skills that are and talents that are for all. So hiyo gas ibakie, hizo mattresses ibakie huko, hizo ni kila kitu na tutamaliza zile projects zilianzishwa na zile ambazo zilikuwa zimeanza kabla hapo, kama za railway nini zitaendelea kufanya. Hatuna uhasama na mtu. Those are Kenyans like every Kenyan. Ilikuwa wamefikiwa na election and we did what we needed to do within an election cycle. Asanteni sana.
Just have one question. Yesterday on Kalou, we saw an attack on the media and we saw some cameras were confiscated and some journalists were injured. And now in the recent past you have continued to attack the media. You are very possessive, especially with the standard media group. Do you think these attacks that you people, the politicians, are continue exacting on the media?
Was it standard yesterday?
Yesterday it was Nation.
Okay.
And
Nation is unfortunate.
Because of Radio Africa. And these attacks on the media, do you think they will reach a place where journalists are being attacked because of the sentiments we are receiving from politicians?
Hey, kama ni Nation hapo hiyo sio sisi. Sijui ni nani. So, but the attacks on the media are unfortunate, on a serious note. Nobody should steal for free press. But I am not lost of the fact the opposition of the yesteryear is the government of today. And life is dynamic. Wakati umepatiwa fursa kama hii, you must also protect rights enshrined in the Constitution. What we have issues with is rogue media. Mtu wako na personal issues zake and he sides under the veil of media independence to settle a personal score. And it is evident. Munasahau nyinyi muko na masimu, munasahau muko na M-Pesa, munasahau munaingia hoteli ambazo ziko na kamera, munapanga alafu munakuja kutupangia. Sasa watu pia wanakuona na marafiki zako wanakuona, wanakujua wewe kuna mtu fulani akikupigia sasa umepata story. That's why some of you have advised me not to answer random questions that are coming from some of the journalists. Wao unapigiwa na mtu kuna kascoop. Sasa alafu naanza kunitafuta mimi kuweka ka comment kamoja, then unaona asubuhi UDA reacts, kumbe ulikuwa unatafuta ile nyingine. So sisi wenyewe mnafikiria hizi mbinu hatuzijui. So those attacks are unfortunate. Kwa hivyo sisi and I think where there is an obvious travesty, it must be followed by consequences in terms of an investigation. And I hope and pray and trust that that the police and other organs of state will ensure that they make the intervention and protect the independent and free media. There is no way. Some of these groups have been extremely kind, but I have never even said something to suggest otherwise of the Nation Media Group. They have an objective headline today. Tomorrow they have a headline. You ask yourself questions. Where are the facts? It must be interrogated. You must be Radio Africa Group. Iko hivi, inasema ukweli, inasema pale, kesho inasema nyingine. That's what the media is all about, being the fourth estate. Wakati ni mzuri ni mzuri, wakati ni mbaya ni mbaya. Sio hii nyingine ambayo nimekuwa rogue. So that's what we need to do in terms of and what happens, unfortunately, maybe if it was the Standard, today would have been the headline. Attacked again. So yule mtu yao alisema, yule journalist alisema alikuwa kidnapped baada ya tweet moja ilitoka ama inaitwa X update moja, akasema akawa anaenda nyumbani ama anakuja kazini akawa abducted. So mnajua siku hizi kuna abduction nyingi sana za kinatuju stage managed. Wanajiabduct alafu wanatokea anasema nakufa. Kalonzo anamwambia hang on, hukufi. ile comedy iko kwa hii Kenya. Watermelon anamkuona siku ile Tuju amelala kwa kiti kwa polisi. Nakufa. Watermelon naye amwambia hukufi. Wallahi. Mimi pale visa nyingine ukiona siku hizi sikuji sana mapresa nini ile talk show, huwa naangalia tu kina Kalonzo wamesema nini, alafu I know where to najua hiyo drama nyingine inakuja hapa. And I was grateful one day you actually, I think it was the Citizen, ika unearth some inconsistencies in one of the objections. That's what media is supposed to do, follow the truth and say the truth as it were. So nafikiria nimemalizia hapo. Asanteni. Hiyo bwana umenyosha vidole mbili. Sema. Okay.
Yesterday kuna statement CS wako. Geoffrey Ruku akasema he doesn't care.
Who? Geoffrey Ruku.
Yes.
Alisema nini?
Ajali results zenye tukao Kalou.
Sasa hiyo ni statement ya Ruku, usiulize Ruku kwa nini alisema hivyo.
Inawahusu.
Inanihusu.
So ikawa most of people from DCP party wameanza vita na watu wa Mount Kenya East. They are saying from Meru they no longer need votes from Meru. Does it mean that DCP people from Mount Kenya?
Lakini hii toxic ethnicity ilianzishwa na Rigiji. Kaanza mambo ya shares, mambo ya mlima. Wazungu wanasema he who lives by the sword awe careful. Na siku moja nani alisema ukirato ukabila. Siku moja Mishuki akiwa chini ya Standard Group pale alifanya hivi mkono, when you rattle a snake be prepared. Sasa Rigiji amerattle snakes wingi sana. Siku moja mmoja itamuma tu.
So, I'm Nixon Jau from the Kenya Times.
Kenya Times?
Yes. My question...
Si tulifunga hiyo ama sio? Ama hii si ile ya KANU? Oh, ni...
digital media.
Oh, okay.
So, my question still on Kalou. We saw the margin between, that is Sami Gogo, the winner from the DCP, and now your candidate was Samuel Mushina Nyaga. So, we saw the margin was so huge, and does that mean that now the UDA is sinking the Mount Kenya region because
there could be various interpretations.
That was one of the regions stronghold for the UDA party.
Unajua, lakini ile kiti ilikuwa ni ya Jubilee. Jubilee imepata kura 200. Na Uhuru Kenyatta alitoa support yake yote. Jeremiah Kioni akasema wana run candidates. Jeremiah Kioni ni Secretary General ama ni yeye ni nini siku hizi hapo? Deputy party leader wa hiyo Jubilee. Na akasema wao wanafanya kazi kivyao. In fact, mimi nilikuwa naangalia wale watu watatusaidia kumenyana ni Jubilee. Sasa mimi zetu zinakuja si mingi, lakini hii zetu zinakuja 70 80 yake inakuja moja moja. Wajua kama huko na 144 polling centers, polling stations, na upate 194 votes, that is an average of 1.4 votes per polling station. So Jubilee lost heavily a seat they were holding. They almost had no chance of defending it. UDA had a chance of recouping it. So hiyo kitu as I said, just because there is a perception or otherwise of any part of this country belonging to our competitors in any part of the country, be it a perceived wiper zone, be it whatever zone, sisi as UDA, we will either not zone out or leave out or exclude anyone from our politics, and we will not zone out or leave out any part of this country to our competitors. So hata if the results were even worse, if there was another one again tomorrow, we'll do it again. So what you bring, you go there, you tell us there's another election anywhere else in the region, in Mount Kenya West, we will still go there again. We'll do it again and again. We'll not run away. Wewe ushaona wiper ikisimamisha kiti mahali nyingine apart from Ukambani? DCP kumekuwa na karibu 30 by elections. DCP imesimamisha mahali patatu tu. Ilisimamisha Nairobi, ikasimamisha Narok town, wakasimamisha Kakamega kwa ajili ya yule SG yao ama ni deputy party leader yao, na nimesimamisha Kalou. Sisi tunaenda kila mahali, hata ukikuwa kwa kichochoro, sisi tunakuja na chama tunaweka hapo na tunaanza recruitment na tunaanza campaign. Brave, courageous National Party. Asante sana, mimi nimeshukuru sana. But I really usually enjoy these interactions with you people. And I'm grateful that you always come in your large numbers. Wajua kuaddress hii media ni kama kuaddress ile ya juzi. Wajua mimi nilikuwa na support England. Ni kama kuaddress international media baada ya game kama ile. Una support England mkafungwa mao 2 katika dakika 6 za mwisho. Lakini still you live to fight another day. God bless you.